The music industry has all changed. The stream on a YouTube video used to make big money, big money, big money. This stream right here is like 50 cents, not even 25 cents. They're saying 25, maybe 50 cents. They used to get a nice fucking blue bill or something, like one of them blue, I don't know what they call them, blue cheese or whatever bills. They don't get them no more off of one stream, off of YouTube or whatever. Man, you get like 25 cents, bro. It's back to those days, man. Maybe a dollar. Maybe a dollar, man. That's what they're giving people now. It's like maybe even less, like 15 cents, 10 cents, even 5 cents. It's not much. They're not making much anymore. Only the big guys like the CJ and stuff, they're making decent, but it's starting to go down again. People are starting to realize the value of the dollar. The value of the dollar is very valuable. You can't just give out stacks and stacks of cash to people. It's devaluing everything. He doesn't got stacks and stacks of cash really in this thumb, but they got stacks and stacks of cash they're showing. It just devalues everything. And it's totally changed. There was a guy in the game. He was just giving away tons of paper and stuff, and he kind of grew up or whatever. And then he changed the economy because he just kind of like realized the value of the dollar. So that's how big the value of the dollar is. If people realize the value of the dollar, like when they have all this money, like these people with all these stacks of cash, if they just like really held on to them or put them into the bank actually and stuff like that, we don't want to. I mean, I really trust the banks. I've never had an issue with the banks actually in my whole life, really, other than some stupid thing that got is pretty much ironed out or whatever. But I've never had issues with the bank. No one's ever robbed my bank or anything like that. They've always kept it safe. So I see the banks as a very secure place to put my money. And then on top of that, it's also like um, how powerful each dollar is. $100 is a lot of money. Each dollar, each 25 cents, each 50 cents is a lot of money. A lot. So, for instance, you could buy uh, uh, 4 sacks of potatoes for $20. Big, gigantic sacks of potatoes. You could make a whole 6 months probably, or probably it'd go in like 2 months or whatever, 3 months worth of fries, worth of whatever potato ingredients. I mean, sorry, not ingredients, but recipes that you want to make. Other than going around and buying these very expensive, you go to a very expensive restaurant you go there and you spend what $370 per person, and you think oh, it is a nice experience, but how many times can you go? I mean, I've went once before and all that to very expensive restaurants and things, but then it's like how often can you go or whatever? And then it becomes an addiction and they keep doing it or whatever, and they don't realize how much they've wasted. This would be a once in a lifetime steak, maybe something or the other, because that $370 is very powerful. You could buy so much more with that $370 than the steak. You could probably buy several cows, have the butcher them to make that exact steak, sorry, at your estate or your house or whatever, and um, you would have you could probably make at least I'd say about 10 of those steaks. That's an odd number, but um, you could make a lot of those steaks with that same money. But what you're doing is you're paying somebody to kill the cow, and you're paying somebody to butcher it, and you're paying somebody to package it, and then you're paying someone on top of that to put you in sort of a um, luxury environment or something, and have it decadently served to you um, uh, like that. So there is a lot of power to the dollar. So it's a big thing when you switch from being like a fast food person to somebody that is cooking at home. You save a ton of money. Some people are on that fast food program like crazy, and you're spending like 20, 30, $40 on your fast food meal. Excuse me one second. Discord is really annoying. And and it could be just potentially more. There's all different things that you can see the value of your dollar in. Music, how much we're paying to pay these music artists for shows, features, um, pictures, or whatever they do, and all that, as well as fast food. There's many different things that we should reevaluate the dollar, or the any currency for that matter. Just the value of currency in general is a big thing. For a while, I always understood the value of currency, really, but I wanted to do something like that, how they are burning the money and whatnot, and for show. He really, it's against the law, but they allowed him to burn the money on camera or whatever, uh, because it was like a special uh, piece of content they were making or whatever, uh, with the dollar. But other than that, like you wouldn't be reasonably allowed to burn the dollar, because even burning $1 is a significant amount, because they have to reprint each dollar. It's paper and whatnot. I'm not going to go into the specifics. You can look into the specifics on how they make currency. But you only want to make sure you get your currency from the legitimate manufacturers, which is the government or whatever. Uh, there's specific factories that are official government factories that print your currency, and there's only certain ways that you can legitimately earn currency, and that's a big thing too. The whole legal thing behind it. How did he legally generate this currency? And if it always goes back to legal, you're pretty much good altogether. And that can make people severely mad, the legal system. But at the end of the day, you can never beat it, because at the end of the day, it's what everybody goes back to, is that legal system. Especially when you're a really hard worker, and you're young, and you can provide a lot of sweat equity, and you have a great history when it comes to generating income. Anyways, you should do some research on that.